Dear colleagues, let us talk about green construction as a promising strategy for environmentally friendly construction. Green construction standards. Let me finish introducing my colleague Tetiana TKACHENKO, Doctor Habilitatus, Professor, Head of the Department of Environmental Protection Technologies and Labor Safety in Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture. She is not only a well-known scientist and researcher of green structures, but also a practitioner. She designed the first green roof on a private building in Ukraine, which operates until today. The observation of the plants on it and other green roofs allows creation of a mathematical model to compose recommendations of plants assortment for green roofs in different climate conditions. Her approach for green structure placement in urban design allows involvement of biota into very high built districts with a lack of greening. In addition, Tetiana designed slope strengthening in Georgia, Ukraine, and other countries. Let us start from green construction concept. The problem of creating environmentally friendly building is solved by green construction, which can be considered today as one of the mechanisms for ensuring technogenic safety. Green construction is a body of knowledge structured by design and construction standards. The level of its development directly depends on the achievements of science and technologies, on the activity of engineers, and on the awareness of environmental principles by society. Green buildings have high quality while minimizing costs and maximizing comfort. The implementation of green projects contribute to a sustainable development, and although green technologies are a new and difficult direction of progress, they demonstrate high efficiency. Green standards are designed to accelerate the transition from traditional design and construction to sustainable, which meet the principles of safety and favorable healthy conditions for human life, limiting negative impact on the environment, taking into account the interests of future generations. The role of green construction in the concepts of sustainable development of modern cities and territories is shown in this figure. Green construction involves various areas of activity: the development of green standards, the use of new technologies, architectural and construction solutions, etc. The concept of green construction covers all stages of the life cycle of a facility, from raw material extraction to waste management after dismantling. Let us continue with green building standards. Currently, all green building standards are voluntary, meaning that the customer or developer decides on the level of compliance of the building with the green building concept. The most well-known standards are BREEAM, United Kingdom, LEED, United States of America, and DGNB, Germany. Ukraine has SEM-UA, which draft is free for download. BREEAM standard, Building Research Establishment Environmental Assessment Method, was developed in the United Kingdom by the Building Research Establishment. It's free for download, but registration is required. It has separate volumes that standardize new construction, reconstruction, operation communities. In new construction, this standard evaluates construction management, health and comfort, energy efficiency, transport, water consumption, materials, waste management, land use and environmental sustainability, pollution innovations. Green construction begins with management. Namely, the following are standardized: stakeholder engagement, appointment of a sustainability champion will be responsible for the implementation of a sustainable project. This is followed by a life cycle assessment. The values of the facility from construction to disposal are determined at the level of the facility and all its components that will be installed. The next is the construction culture. It means a comprehensive limitations of all factors that negatively affect both the lives of people around the construction site and the environment. In particular, the following factors are regulated: smoke and dust emissions, production of noise and vibrations, heavy transport routes, resource use, electricity, water, etc. The main condition is to promote the comfort of people around the construction site. In a building, the level of comfort is standardized as a priority requirement, namely visual comfort, indoor air quality, thermal comfort, acoustic comfort, accessibility, inclusivity, impact of natural hazards, creation of an external private space to ensure communications between people, water quality and access to drinking water. Further, during operation, the consumption of energy and other resources, as well as carbon dioxide emissions, is standardized. Energy monitoring is provided. The standard covers not only building structures, but also equipment. Among other indicators, there are transport accessibility, infrastructure availability, accessibility of water bodies, chemical, light, noise pollution of the environment. The introduction of innovations is also encouraged, which not only allows for increasing the level of comfort and environmental friendliness, but also stimulates scientific and technical activity. There are BREEAM-certified facilities in Ukraine, including the Diadens residential complex in Kyiv. LEED standard, Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design, was developed by the public organization United States Green Building Council and concerns new construction, reconstruction, commercial interiors, communities. In new construction, this standard evaluates integration process, accommodation and transportation, construction site stability, water consumption efficiency, energy and atmospheric protection, materials and resources, quality of the indoor environment, innovation, regional priority. Evaluated landscape protection, protection of agricultural lands, wildlife protection, supporting of the local economy, pedestrian accessibility, physical activity, conditions for low-carbon transport. Habitat protection and restoration, protection of existing landscapes, restoration of disturbed areas, providing habitats, maintaining biodiversity. Open spaces should be designed to provide human interaction with the environment, social interaction, passive recreation, physical culture. Rule: leave and protect 40% of the site, or restore 20-40% of the disturbed area, restore the soil disturbed during construction, and plant a minimum of 6 species that are characteristic or adapted to the area. Set aside part of the area for a pollinator garden, a minimum of 6 square meters of flowers characteristic of the area. The formula for combating the heat island effect: area of measures outside roofs divided per 0.5 plus area of reflective roofs divided per 0.75 plus area of green roofs divided by 0.75 should be greater or equal the total area of road pavements plus area of roofs. SEM-UA, public buildings, environmental criteria and methods for life cycle assessment. The standard is unique and ahead of global analogs due to the following advantages: integrating the indoor and outdoor greening of the building and the surrounding area into the design of the whole to solve technical, environmental, and social problems. Elements ensuring the accessibility of the facility can be quickly deactivated in military events. Backup of life support system in case of emergencies. Harrington desirability function assessment, which involves not adding by multiplying the scores for each section in the range from 0 to 1. It's impossible to compensate for the failure of one section with the others. The overall score cannot be higher than the score of each section separately. And now let us talk about green structures as an important element of green construction. Green structures are biotechnological tools that combine building structures and living plants. Today, various versions of green structures have been developed, which can be conditionally divided into 3 classes: horizontal greening systems, vertical greening systems, and kinetic or mobile greening. Green structures allow solving various problems in various fields of architecture, engineering, design, rehabilitation, psychology, etc. We can conditionally divide it into 3 groups: improvement of the environment, energy efficiency, caring for future generations. They play an important role in green construction. Green structures create conditions for eco-regulation, a psychological technique for overcoming stress through interaction with the living nature. Comprehensive study of the technical effects of plant layers conducted at the Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture allows to reach a new level of design of such structures. Additional insulation of building with plant layers functions on the same principle as clothing or building insulation. It immobilizes air in a layer, which is the best available thermal insulator. For example, in the warm season, the herb Parthenocissus quinquefolia creates an additional thermal insulation barrier. Despite the fallen leaves, the vegetative layer of Parthenocissus quinquefolia has a significant effect on the heat transfer resistance of walls, which is confirmed by mathematical modeling and experiments. In addition to insulation, plants have a cooling effect, which is defined as the temperature difference outside and under the plant layer. This is due to their evaporation of moisture through stomata in the leaf, its transpiration, or from the substrate and stomata in the leaf, evapotranspiration. Evaporation of water requires energy, which is taken from the environment with a decrease in temperature. In air conditioning, a decrease in air temperature during evaporation is called direct evaporative cooling. In this case, the sensible heat, energy of chaotic motion of molecules, is converted into latent heat, heat of vaporization of vapor in the air. The cooling effect of the grass layer is shown. It can be seen that the lack of moving significantly reduces it in the middle and front parts of the model from the wind attack side, because the wind, instead of blowing away the released water vapor, blends the grass and prevents the vapor from leaving the space between blades of grass. The oxygen-carbon dioxide gas exchange in plants was studied in a special gas exchange chamber at the Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture. To assess the influence of different light sources, a new unit of measurement of illumination E was introduced, phytolux, weighted by the typical photosynthetic efficiency curve. It's numerically equal to the lux for sunlight at sea level. Carbon dioxide absorption also depends on the molar fraction of carbon dioxide in the plant zone. And let us conclude. Green construction is a concept that ensures the sustainability of the construction industry. It creates safe and healthy living conditions for people, limits the negative impact on the environment, and takes into account the interests of future generations. Green standards are currently an important mechanism that regulates the process of green building. They are voluntary, but over time they will become more widespread. Today, any company that wants to gain a foothold in the construction market must build energy efficiently and in compliance with green standards. Green structures are an effective measure for solving various tasks in the green construction framework. The research results in Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture allow to lift the green structure technique on the higher level. Thank you for your attention.